Well, there's two paths you can take in journalism. One is the path that Marcy Ian has taken. It's a successful path for those who serve power, who massage and caress power, who never challenge power or speak truth to power. You just keep holding out for that moment when you'll get the phone call from Justin Trudeau. He wants to have you as a candidate like Marcy Ian, and he'll clear the way. Or in the case of, say, Alberta's Senator Paula Simons, he'll appoint you to the Senate, a forever job, as one wag put it, a taskless thanks. That's one approach. The other is to actually be a journalist. And I'm so proud of the work done by one of our newest rebels. You maybe know who I'm talking about, Drea Humphrey, who's based in the greater Vancouver area and has covered so many interesting stories in that city, including this one. I'm going to show you an excerpt from a larger 15-minute video that Drea did about this. I encourage you to watch the full 15-minute video elsewhere on our website. But here's a 4 or 5 minute sample. Take a look at this.
What's brought you here today?
Love for JK Rowling.
You're a fan?
Absolutely, a big fan of how she's standing up for women and children and how she's not backing down. She gives us all sort of the strength to speak up ourselves, which is great.
So do you know why this billboard might be offending some people?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's ghoulish.
And so what do you think about some of the stances J.K. Rowling has been taking lately?
Oh, she sucks. Like, it's terrible. As far as I know, she just says pretty despicable things about trans rights. She doesn't believe in trans rights. She seems like a terrible person.
What about free speech? Do you think that this is something people should be able to do, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think free speech is something that we should all have.
No matter what side of the fence you're on?
Absolutely.
Are you surprised to see that the sign's been vandalized?
Not at all.
All right, so you go by Mark, SJW, and why are you here today?
To make sure that justice is served and to give a unbiased account of what's actually going on with this genocide, this genocidal statement. I want to make sure these TERFs and TERF allies, they're the ones who get erased for once.
Have you personally read any of the things that she's written about it?
Yeah, her tweets. That's about it.
And which one, what did you find that was transphobic?
Oh man. Well, it's been a couple months. I don't remember. I'm sorry exactly. I can't quote her.
All right. So one of the things that she says is in regards to the transitioning that's happening to children, and that sometimes they might be too young to go through medical process that are going to affect them for things like sterility and make them not fertile the rest of their life. Do you think that children are able to make that decision for themselves?
Like, listen, children are children, I guess. Like, it's children's rights have to be respected, but I'm not sure about that. I'm sorry.
We're talking about prisons, sports that are being taken over, women's sports by male-bodied individuals. Right? We're talking about women getting pregnant in prison now from male-bodied individuals who call themselves women, who are fully still bepenist, right? Because all you need to do now is have a feeling in your head, a thought in your head that says, "Oh, I'm a woman," and
well,
now you
to have
are.
A thought in your head. You don't have
pretend.
to prove you have it.
You could just be a rapist and pretend to have that thought in your head, and you're good to go. And you can call me a bigot for saying anything about it. You know,
there's now no women's shelter in Vancouver, except the funded women's shelter in Vancouver, where you can go and not be certain that you will not be rooming with a man.
Very interesting. I encourage you to watch the full 15-minute video of that you can find elsewhere on our website. Joining us now via Skype is the reporter who did that great report, our friend Drea Humphrey, who joins us now. Drea, great to see you, and congratulations on so many videos that you're just hitting the ball out of the ballpark. Thank you for this.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Now, tell me a little bit more about this. That billboard couldn't be more neutral. I love J.K. Rowling. She's one of the most popular authors in the world. I'm not big into the Harry Potter series myself, but she truly is loved. And that apparently is cause for vandalism and tearing down billboards. That seems crazy to me.
It does. And, you know, she's done a lot of like humanitarian stuff too. She donates a lot of the money that she has given. Some people say she's taken herself out of billionaire status to do so. So, yeah, I totally agree. She's definitely lovable. And for it to be pitted as a sign of hate, simply because out of love, she's expressing concerns for women and children, it's just mind-boggling. But at the same time, it aligns with 2020 quite nicely.
Yeah, I've always thought of her as left-wing. I mean, when she weighs into politics, it's always on the left. She's for open borders. She's, I mean, just checklist all the way down. But on the one, I think there's one subject that is more deplatformed and more canceled than anything else. I have some experience being deplatformed when you talk about radical Islam. You've got to be very careful because if you get too politically incorrect there, they'll shut you down. But that is nothing compared with the transgender issue. And that one lady you interviewed, which was quite remarkable, who said that JK Rowling has been vicious and hateful towards trans people. I haven't seen it. All she says is that you're not actually a woman. You can call yourself a transgender woman, but that is not the same as a biological woman. That's as far as she went. And for that, she's considered a hater. And that woman on the street seemed to believe that.
Absolutely. And she wasn't able to quite articulate why she believed that. I think the word she used was ghoulish, which is quite an interesting way, but I guess it fits in with Harry Potter quite nicely. But it just goes to show a lot of people are jumping behind this sort of social justice warrior movement and have no clue why they're doing or saying what they're saying.
That's an excerpt from my daily show, The Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.